Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Cynthia of Cynthia Plans, and today I'm walking you through my current setup for my A5 ring system. If you've been following me for a little while, you may have caught my fall flip through, which was a setup I did decorating and having very much fall vibes in my setup. This particular setup is much more functional. I've got a lot of new inserts in here. I've changed out my vellums, dashboards, all that kind of stuff, really with a focus of the new year, trying to accomplish certain things and wanting to keep my planner very intentional. It's also gotten quite chunkier. I have a lot more in here than I did before, so it's pretty thick, and I'm definitely getting to the seam, so to speak, on the rings. My first couple of pages here are definitely past the point of where the rings meet over here. So with that, let me go ahead and intro the video, and then I'll walk you through all the things that I have in here right now. So to start with, my current pockets are pretty much the same. I still have this cloth and paper card, a doll from Jameson Redesigns. I think this card was still in my last setup as well. And then I have two other cloth and paper journaling cards here, and I'm just keeping this pretty simple. I don't want it to be too stuffed or have things that aren't really necessary in there. Trying to keep, you know, a certain mindset going forward in 2021. I really wanted to focus on cards that were going to really make me feel inspired and also be more intentional, like I said at the beginning, about how I'm using my planner and what I'm using it for. So dashboard is still the same, also from cloth and paper. This is like this thicker vellum sort of paper over here. I still have my monthly tabs. I still need to, if you caught my last flip through, I never made a tab for this section here, and I will get to it eventually. It doesn't bother me. I know exactly what this section is, so it really doesn't make me neurotic or anything like that. It's just something that at some point I just need to do, and I just haven't pulled out my silhouette yet to do it. It was quite a pain to make these tabs here. I made them myself, and I think I still in the back of my mind remember how annoying it was, and so that's why I'm reluctant to do it right away, but I will eventually. So tabs are still the same, and the dividers are from cloth and paper, but the tabs are from me. And before I get much further in here, I do want to say, if it's easier for you to watch this at a faster playback speed or without sound, just to kind of get an idea of how my setup is done, totally understand. Don't need you to necessarily sit here and listen to me talk for possibly 15 to 20 minutes going through all the different sources for my setup. So just want to put that out there. So this first vellum is from myself. I got this quote from a friend of mine. It was actually in one of her devotionals. I say friend, I feel like we're friends. She probably doesn't necessarily consider me a friend, but someone I like following on Instagram. And so my word of the year is vision. So this particular devotional quote that she shared on her Instagram stories had the word vision in it, and it really spoke to me, so I wanted to make sure that I included that here. This clip is from Peonies Paperie, and then this vellum is a carryover from the last setup. It's just a gold spotted dot vellum that I can't remember the source of anymore. It's probably Michael's. This dashboard here is from the Peach Palm. And then I got this sticker when I went to the art museum a couple of months back. It's this painting of the Mona Lisa, and beneath it says "Don't tell me to smile," which I relate to. I think it's hilarious. My monthly tasks, I don't remember if this was in my fall setup or not. Sorry if this is a repeat, but I do have an insert that I custom made for myself with my monthly tasks that I want to do on a regular basis, so you can see some things I'm a little inconsistent about. I don't really think there's a certain task except for maybe polishing my stainless steel. Apparently that I'm very on top of every single month, but everything else is hit or miss. So one thing that I did do is I printed out the tasks on these transparent cloth and paper page flags, and so I can actually move these into my weekly every single week if I choose to, and kind of put them around, so that way I can make sure that I'm staying on top of certain things. Clearly I haven't been too great about this part of the insert. This part I'm doing better as far as keeping accountable, but I need to do a better job of actually pulling these page flags off this insert during the course of the month and putting them into my weekly. Moving on, I have a dashboard from Poi Hun. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And this is just a 2021 vellum on a thicker cardstock similar to that cloth and paper one. Another vellum with a year at a glance. This one is from Infinite Lotus. And then the monthly inserts I'm using now, I'm really excited about, are from Cloth and Paper. So for now, my year at a glance is just tracking paydays. I might track some other stuff as time goes on, but for now, that's what I decide to use this particular section for. And then this is the monthly section here. Alongside the first month for January is a list of different holidays that happen during the course of the month. And then this is kind of like the dashboard before you go into the monthly spread. I like this because this reminds me of back when I was in EC and I was using the monthly dashboard at the beginning of the month. I really loved it, and I didn't have that anymore when I went into a new ring setup section. And I struggled with the inserts that I had before because they were from Infinite Lotus, and as lovely as they were, it was a Monday start for the monthly spread, which I personally prefer a Sunday start for the monthly spread. And then more than that, the dashboard part was on the back of the month instead of at the front of the month. And for my particular brain and how things work for me, it's easier and makes more sense for this to be at the start of the month before you get into the monthly. So for now, important dates, I'm just putting birthdays on here, some goals that I have for the course of the month, things that I need to do during the course of the month, and then different subscriptions that come due in the month of January. So this is my monthly, very simple right now. Basically all I have in here are some stickers that I got in the Giving Girl advent box that I really wanted to use. So I'm using those to kind of mark things that are a little bit out of the norm, and then just simply gilded washi. So very simple, pretty functional in here. And then moving on to the weekly, to start, I've got this vellum from LUXPLANS, which is an entire mood for everybody in 2021 that I highly encourage you to adopt. This dashboard is from Indy and Ivy Ink. I love it. This is me in a mood as well. And then the last vellum before we actually get into the weekly is this vellum from Cloth and Paper. I do still have my stickers from Adorably Amy Designs in here, even though I'm not doing decorative planning every single week. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to take these out yet. I could see plenty of these stickers still being relevant to me, even with a more functional style. So for now, I'm going to keep them in here. If I find that I'm not using them often enough to justify them being in here, then I will take these different sleeves out and take them out to remove some bulk. But for now, I'm going to leave them as they are. So this is a weekly insert that I'm going to be using going forward, and it's from Infinite Lotus. It's the week at a glance, a running to-do list with some different sections for priorities and memo. So this is very similar to the Hobonichi style, and I like this because that's what's been working for me during this pandemic, is having a week at a glance, because really I don't have quite as many appointments or things as I used to have before, and then just having a running to-do list. I was trying to use A6 planner and I used it for a little while, but I found that I wasn't as busy as I think I might be once this pandemic is over and we're all vaccinated and getting back to our new normal. But for now, I'm definitely not as busy, so it makes sense to have a single everyday planner and just keep it out open on my desk and use it that way. So that is what I'm using. Trying to keep the stickers to a minimum. So these are from the Giving Girl. This is from Once More with Love, I believe, and this is from Caffeine and Paper Co. So pretty simple, minimal. And then this is my current week that I'm filming for you right here. It just really continues going forward. So it's pretty simple. You keep a running to-do list. You can use your priorities for the top of every single week. And for last week on the memo part, I ended up putting my incoming orders that were going to get delivered, and I might continue that, or I might make this an affirmation section for the week, whatever I choose. But I like that I have this here and I can make it very flexible and do whatever I need with it for the week. So the next thing that I have in here is this little half sheet insert, and this is from Cloth and Paper. I'm using this to track, it says calorie intake, but I'm actually using it to track my workouts for the week and also what we're having for dinner. And then I'm also using it to track my water intake, so I can make sure that I'm keeping on top of my habit trackers, which I have a little bit more in depth in my self-care section. So skipping ahead, I made 2 inserts for myself and I tabbed them with these blank tab freebies that I got from Cloth and Paper in one of my more recent orders. So the first one is a content schedule, and so I kind of figured out with the goals that I have for my content, what days of the week make the most sense for me to do certain tasks, whether it's editing photos, taking videos, editing captions, working on descriptions, working on any of my monetization streams, whatever it might be. And so this is a custom insert that I made, and with my schedule, this is what I decided to do. And I made this based on my cleaning schedule. So my cleaning schedule, I come from a Latino household where we clean on Saturdays. You get up in the morning and you clean on Saturdays, and that's the norm. But Saturdays are really helpful for me for content planning because that's generally when I have the most sun and I rely on the sunlight for videos and also taking pictures for my Instagram. So I really wanted to implement, I just Google searched the Fly Girl method. I know it's really popular. I did not do any in-depth research, so I am not an expert in this whatsoever. There may even be a way that you're supposed to do it and I'm not doing it that way. I'm really not sure, but I just searched some examples on Google of what people did to kind of put their weekly, daily cleaning tasks on a regular basis into their cleaning schedule. So I went ahead and decided what tasks I would make sure get done daily, and then I assigned a day of the week to every single different task. So Mondays is just dusting, which doesn't take a whole lot of time as much as, you know, cleaning a bathroom or something like that. So Monday is when I'm going to take the time to really dig into Pinterest, which is a platform that I really decided I want to spend more time on in the coming year. So kind of using that to figure out, okay, when my evenings are getting started after work is over at 5 o'clock, what am I doing with my time? So I'm using it more intentionally. And both of these inserts are just ones that I created myself. This particular page, I wish it was a little bit nicer. You can see the lines. My printer is definitely on its last legs, but it's just my planner and honestly, I don't really care. This is my self-care section over here, and I'm really putting a lot of effort into using this section a lot in the coming months. So the first dashboard, again from LUXPLANS, this one says Planner Culture, and then I put it on top of another dashboard from Indy and Ivy Ink. So the first section that I have here is gratitude, and I'm gonna skip ahead because I do like to keep this pretty private, but these are inserts that I mentioned in my last flip through from Infinite Lotus, and it's just 3 things that you're grateful for every single day. I really like this. This is the most consistent I've been with a gratitude practice or habit, is by owning these inserts and using them on a regular basis. The next section that I have here is wellness, and this is another vellum from Poi Hun. This insert is from Jesenia Printables, and this is her fitness or workout insert. I'm not exactly sure of the title, but I'm sure if you search either of those terms, you will definitely find this insert. And so I'm using it to track my workouts, my dinners. Lunch, I kind of am shifting around, so I haven't decided what I'll be having for lunch every day. And then if I meal plan something for breakfast to have every single day for breakfast, I'll put that here as well. And then the last section that I have in here, and I just bookmarked it by putting a paper clip, is my habit tracker. This is a monthly habit tracker from Cloth and Paper. So I'm just putting the different days of the month and highlighting the days where I actually do follow through on that habit. And so I used this in my A6 and I really liked it, but since I'm trying to condense everything into the A5, I decided to purchase these for my A5 setup, and I'm really happy with them so far. So then this gets into my finance section, and so I, like I said, chose vision as my word of the year. So I just put the definition, a couple of different definitions of vision on here, and then this dashboard is also from Indy and Ivy Ink. And this card I also believe is from the Peach Palm. And then Perseverance, this particular vellum dashboard is from Cloth and Paper. This next section is my budget here, and I shared it in my fall setup, and I just took the Dave Ramsey monthly cash flow document that he has, did some modifications for my purposes, and just sized it down to A5 size. So I have those for every single, it's monthly, but I like it better as bi-weekly when I get paid bi-weekly, so I use those every 2 weeks when I get paid. And then I have my debt tracker back here, and I don't have a ton of these pages because I do have just one credit card left that I'm getting ready to pay down, or not getting ready, but I'm in the process of paying down, so I have those in here. And then I have my savings tracker, which the saving tracker insert is from Dear Planner, and the debt tracker insert is also from Dear Planner. Really like them. They're very simple, straightforward, and the paper quality is really nice. This particular dashboard is also from Indy and Ivy Ink, Wake, Coffee, Chill, a vibe. I think you guys see a pattern going on here. Very minimal colors, very minimal, design, black and white, some pink thrown in there, and anything with like coffee and chilling out, that's me. So this particular card, journaling card, is from my newest addiction and was in a previous iteration of my setup, and I just brought it back for this one. My next section is my journaling section. So I have this vellum, which I have in the beginning of this setup. It's just this spotted, gold dot vellum here. I've got this dashboard also from Indy and Ivy Ink, and it says Press for Champagne, which I love. And This particular section here are some recent inserts that I got from Cloth and Paper in my most recent sub box, and I hope to get into a regular journaling habit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this month or not. It is already into the January, so I don't know if I'll have time to get through it or not, but I would like to at some point, and so I decided to put that in here, and I will get to it eventually. The next section are just different notes. So I had iterations of these lists in my A6 setup, wanted to bring it into my A5, again to condense everything into the same setup. So I went ahead and made a list of different dinner ideas that we can take advantage of. And then I'm using the Cloth and Paper transparent dots to color code what kinds of recipes they are. If it's a slow cooker, air fryer recipe, a HelloFresh recipe that we've tried that we really like, or if it's just a side dish that I know my husband likes or that I like, and I want to make sure, you know, I know we have chicken that we can cook, but what can we have with it? Here's a particular side dish that we always like. So I'm just using these Cornell Note different inserts from Cloth and Paper to keep track of different ideas. So this one is all dinner ideas, date night ideas, family activities, restaurants to try, books to read, wish list items that I want to purchase, and that's it. So that's all I have for now. It's kind of my reference section, and then I just have blank notes pages in the back here. And then the last section, which I will eventually make a tab for, is my goal setting section. So my goal setting section, I am using the Power Sheets this year as my goal setting system, but I found that having my Power Sheets goal tracking and all that sort of stuff separate from my planner system was detrimental to me being able to have those goals front of mind and those action items I needed to do every single day or week or on a monthly basis to reach some of those goals. Having them separately was not great for me. So I got this vellum dashboard from Infinite Lotus, put it on top, another 2021 dashboard, and then I made inserts modeled after the Power Sheet. So every single month has a quote on it, and I chose all female authors or female individuals to have as a quote. So this is January's, this one is, I don't know what that is, this one's February's. We've got March here, April, May. Did I skip June? I think I accidentally skipped June, and then I eventually did go ahead and make it, but I might not have put it in. I realized after I made the document, I was like, oh, I didn't make any for June, so I need to still print it out. August, September, October, November, and December. So they all have kind of the same color scheme and style, like the line drawings and very minimalist design and same color scheme. I just thought it looked really good with the brown, that's why I chose it. And so all of the graphics are from Freepik, and I made my own modifications. So with the exception of maybe this dashboard and another one, these were all not this color. I had to edit the colors, edit the design a little bit, and kind of make it my own. So literally, I took the layout from last year's Power Sheets, adapted it to make it work for my planner setup this year, and this is what I'm using to go ahead and keep track of my progress on my monthly items, weekly items, daily habits, all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited to see if I'm going to be more successful with my Power Sheets this year by doing it this way. I did go ahead and buy the whole Power Sheets planner for 2021, which might to some people seem a little crazy since I went ahead and basically duplicated the inserts for my own purposes in here, but I really like the prep work, and I have found that the prep work is really crucial to me being able to, you know, follow through, execute on these goals, everything like that. So to me, I really wanted to support Cultivate What Matters by purchasing the Power Sheets because the prep work is invaluable, or has been invaluable to me at least. So did all the prep work in the Power Sheets for 2021, but the actual tracking I'm going to be doing in these inserts separately in here. And then last but not least, you probably saw it already, I just have some stickers in the back here. Again, I mentioned Caffeine and Paper Co. I bought these when she was still Banana Doodle Shop. Nora's Cove I've gotten here, and some Libby & Co. And then I've got a kit from the Peach Palm that I had used but didn't use all the stickers in it. I just kept it in the back here in case I want to put any deco on my very simple weekly spread, and it's just inside a top-loading dashboard from Rose Colored Days. If you want to learn anything more about the different shops that are in here, I'll try to make sure everybody is linked all the different sources in the description below. I do have a code for Infinite Lotus, so if you want to purchase the weekly inserts or any of the vellums that I shared from Infinite Lotus here, gratitude inserts, anything like that, you can go ahead and purchase and save a little bit of money with my code below. Any affiliate links that I have, codes, anything like that will always be in the description, as well as the sources as best as I can offer them to you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and I wish you all the best in 2021 and a very successful year.